And now the news. In light of the departure of American Airlines in San Juan, Puerto Rico, discussions with other airlines operating within the BVI have borne fruit. During the House of Assembly meeting on Tuesday, February 12th, Premier and Tourism Minister Dr. Orlando Smith said effective Wednesday, February 13th, Seabourn Airlines will enter into a new interlining agreement with American Airlines that will provide hassle-free travel for visitors entering the BVI through the San Juan route.
Interlining with American Airlines will mean that Seabourn will be providing baggage transfer with American Airlines at Louis Montemarin International Airport in San Juan, as opposed to customers having to collect their bags and recheck in with American Airlines. To further make it a seamless process, Seabourn has recently moved its counters and gates next to Americans in San Juan. Madam Speaker, interlining will also mean that Seabourn will be able to issue boarding passes on American. Additionally, just a few days after launch, Seabourn flights will be listed on American Airlines' primary distribution network, AA.com, in 40 countries around the globe.
According to the Premier, Cape Air is currently operating 6 daily flights to the BVI from San Juan, and the carrier is willing to expand this service based on demand. Locally based VI Airlink is also expected to begin offering services for passengers traveling to neighboring islands, including St. Martin, and a direct flight into the Virgin Gorda Airport.
At effective March 1, the BVI-based airline VI Airlink will begin service from San Juan, Puerto Rico to Tortola, with a new flight schedule to include 3 daily flights, 7 days a week, transporting passengers on the Cessna 402 and the Beechcraft King Air A100, both 9-seater planes. The company also plans to incorporate the Beechcraft 1900, carrying up to 19 passengers in the near future. VI Airlink will offer service to Virgin Gorda and daily flights to Anegada BVI. The airline joins Air Sunshine and Liat by providing flights between the Terence B. Lettsome Airport on Tortola and St. Martin's Princess Juliana International Airport. Madam Speaker, I'm advised that work is at a very advanced stage with regards to the resumption of a scheduled seaplane service into Northern Virgin Gorda, which will go a long way towards meeting the demand for additional direct seat capacity into Virgin Gorda.
And Premier and Minister for Tourism Dr. Orlando Smith has expressed confidence in the growth of the territory's tourism sector. Speaking in the House of Assembly on Tuesday, February 12th, Dr. Smith said government will be working overtime to ensure tourism remain an important driver of the BVI economy.
Over the next several years, tourism will continue to grow in importance as a primary economic driver for the British Virgin Islands. My government and the BVI Tourist Board will be working overtime this year as we position the BVI as a Platinum Plus destination that will bring increased tourism revenue by providing value for money experience that is second to none.
The Tourism and Finance Minister said government's confidence is driven by the realities that the BVI simply cannot afford to lose market share in the global tourism market.
The majority of our people is directly or indirectly employed and has invested in this sector, and we must do all that lies in our power to keep it vibrant. Madam Speaker, I continue to applaud the BVI Tourist Board for working closely with industry stakeholders and implementing a new back-to-basics marketing strategy to strengthen our tourism product. They are moving diligently, thinking outside the box, beyond the sun, sand and sea, to build relationships with our tour operators, travel agents, marketing professionals, airlines, and other key industry players. Madam Speaker, on this path towards economic success, the team continues to strategize on effective ways to increase visitor arrivals and enhance the BVI tourism product.
From 2007 to 2011, tourism arrival figures decreased by approximately 12.4%, driven mainly by reductions in cruise passenger visitors. The Premier said overnight visitors had increased nominally since 2009, largely by way of the charter boat industry, but this has not been sufficient to increase the overall tourist arrival figures. A bill entitled Authorization of Surveillance Devices Act 2013 was introduced and read for the first time in the House of Assembly on February 12th. The legislation would allow the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force to utilize recordings retrieved from the surveillance devices CCTV for evidential purposes in criminal proceedings. Addressing the Standing Finance Committee in December 2012, Acting Commissioner of Police David Morris identified the lack of legislation to authorize the use of the CCTV system as a setback to improving crime fighting. In 2012, 16 of the cameras were installed at strategic locations throughout the territory, and another 13 were expected to be added. The police control room located at the Road Town Police Station is already set up, and the police have been waiting on the enactment of the legislation that would allow CCTV material to be used for evidential purposes and for staffing of the control room. The Authorization of Surveillance Devices Act 2013 was brought to the House by Premier Dr. Orlando Smith. After the act had its second reading in the House, it will be debated, read a third time, and passed into law. Meanwhile, 6th District Representative Alvaro Maduro Keynes has lashed out at the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force, claiming that some locals were denied opportunities to become enrolled members of the force.
Recently has been brought to my attention that several of our own local young men and women have made applications, passed the exam, and still were not hired by the police department. As recent as some time back, a local young man who has a degree, applied for a job, passed the exam, and still was not hired and was not given a good reason why he wasn't hired. And we have been hearing from time to time that all locals doesn't want to be hired, or they go and they don't pass the test. So, Madam Speaker, what I would like is to see a copy of this test that is being administered by the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force to understand why some of our people are not passing, or they say some of our people are not passing. Because a few of them said they have taken the test and have not even heard if they have passed or if they didn't pass. They just never got a response.
Education Minister Myron Walwyn also suggested that the recruitment process employed by the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force is discriminatory.
And if you have young men who want to get involved in the police force, let us try to help them. Sometimes you may have somebody who may come to you for a job. They may not interview very well, but the interview is not the only benchmark. They got some people, Madam Speaker, who born to talk, you know. And when them done talk, that is it. Nothing else happen after that. But you have some people, Madam Speaker, who are quite the opposite. Who are not as eloquent, but they deliver. So you can't judge everything off of an interview and say because somebody didn't interview well, you're not going to give them a chance. You have a 3-month probationary period in which to dismiss them based on labor laws. Yeah. But jobs in the government, the government itself should be leading by example. And it hurts me when I hear that. Another young lady tells me that she interviewed as well, and now she's being told that because she has diabetes, she can't work. She can't go to training school. That's discrimination.
Acting Commissioner of Police David Morris told the December 2012 Standing Finance Committee meetings that young people do not understand that when they join the force, they have to be constables first before moving up the ranks. Constables perform beat patrol duties before they can move into other areas, such as the Crime Scene Investigation Department, an area that many have shown interest in. According to the Acting Police Commissioner, during a 2011 job fair, 32 individuals expressed interest in joining the police service. However, of the 32, only 8 applied to the force, and only 1 was eventually recruited. The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force has room for 226 officers, but currently the force is only 209 strong, with 17 vacancies, 11 of which are constable posts. Deputy Premier Dr. Kedrick Pickering says the design work on the Terence B. Lethem International Airport Extension Project is expected to be substantially completed by August 2013, and construction is likely to begin in the last quarter of 2013. Minister Pickering also gave a December 2015 completion date for the airport project. He gave the new timeline while delivering a statement during the 6th sitting of the House of Assembly on Tuesday, February 12th.
Because of the unique design and fast-track project approach planned, much of the works can be executed in parallel, and a modular approach to save time is being investigated so that once commenced, the project works will stay on target and executed on a 24-hour basis using work with appropriate recognition of International Labour Organization principles. The recent positive geotechnical findings of relatively shallow foundation-bearing strata gives us confidence that the end dates of December 2015 can still be achieved for the runway extension component of the project.
During the September 3, 2012 House of Assembly meeting, Dr. Pickering said he met with the pre-qualified companies in August and stressed the importance of having the project completed on time and on budget. The minister at the time had hoped to have all of the negotiations, including presentations to caucus and cabinet, by October, then appoint a lead contractor or consortium leader and move to the construction stage in January 2013. In his Tuesday, February 12 statement, Pickering said a number of agencies and professionals have been hired.
The project lead team has been very busy developing a well thought out and comprehensive evaluation process. Several international consultants are being procured to assist the project team in the areas of legal, financial, and engineering evaluation and assessments of the bid packages to be received. Additionally, Madam Speaker, several local experts in the field of environmental science and sustainable development, financial modeling, and engineering have been invited to form part of an evaluation committee, which will be broken into 5 teams independently evaluating the bids proposal using best-of-breed analysis and testing in the areas of engineering, construction, financial, environmental and sustainable developments, and legal acceptability. Design work for the runway extension is expected to be substantially completed by August 2013, facilitating commencement of construction in the last quarter of 2013. Madam Speaker, in harmony with our commitment to grow in our own timber, a comprehensive plan for technology transfer and local participation is being put in place, and a number of appointments are already made to allow local persons to be exposed to this sophisticated development and contractual approach, which is somewhat new to the BVI.
Dr. Pickering reminded the House of the 5 companies that have met the pre-qualification conditions to undertake construction works to expand the Terence B. Lettsome International Airport. They are Sir Robert McAlpine Holdings Limited of Grand Cayman, China Communication Construction Company Limited of China, IDL Group in Canada in consortium with ADC Company BVI, GLF Construction Corporation of the USA, and the Walsh Group of the USA. Dr. Pickering indicated that the same organizations were shortlisted to return proposals for the design, financing, and construction of the intermodal transportation facility. He said apart from the runway extension, the passenger terminal building would be improved. February 28, 2013 is a new date for the tendering of proposals. And still to come on JTV News, bring your own green bags or pay for plastic bags at supermarkets, all in efforts to protect the environment, and dancing to help stop violence against women and girls. We'll tell you about the 1 Billion Rising movement. But first, other news making headlines in the Caribbean.
This segment of JTV News is brought to you by Clarence Thomas Limited and Infinite Solutions.